Theater of the mind.
Theater of the mindset. Last week on Camp Do Anything, our camp staff and counselors began preparing for campers' arrival by grouping up to tackle some difficult projects. First things first, though, safety. The camp counselors ensured they knew CPR, could swim adequately, and discussed Bunky's collection of Evandria's mom's series of motivational posters. Bunky and Pat worked with Wendell to cast a complex identify spell on a corrupted laystone their party recovered during their own questing ritual last summer. They learned it had been used in a ritualistic amalgamation of the spell's magic jar and simulacrum. Recalling more, Bunky nearly blew up the basement, remaking a magical room he saw at a place off camp grounds called the Sailor Chateau. Meanwhile, in the Great Woods, Evandria, Mala, and Eleanore, air quotes, worked with Patrick to investigate the cause of unexpected violence in the woods. They identified and tracked down the culprit, a sounder of Porcelinos. The group was able to handle the Porcelinos, but not before one dealt a toxic blow to Patrick. Taking him back to the Evergreen Center, Eleanore noticed Patrick's weather detection item was showing new and harsher weather than earlier. Knowing she needed a better signal, Eleanore stormed off. We pick up right there. Eleanore has definitely spent some time in the Great Woods as a camper in the previous summer, but you are rushing into the forest using the map that Patrick gave you into a space of camp that you maybe have not been to before. The incline that you are moving up is steadily growing, and you are slowly moving from a underbrush into a slightly craggier part of the forest, not anywhere getting close to the actual windless mountains themselves, but finding more gravel underfoot, more dead needles, and finding less and less nature, less and less creatures around you. The wind is starting to pick up, and in the far, far distance, near the peaks of the mountain, you can see gray and black clouds starting to form, and you can feel the cold front starting to hit as you make your way along the forest. Go ahead and give me a survival check, Eleanore.
Rolled a 2, which turns into a 4.
Oh, you make a small horse noise, and you realize that the map is pretty nondescript. Patrick has spent a lot of time in the last 4 or 5 years in the Great Woods and doesn't feel a lot of need to mark the map very thoroughly. And so he's just got like a pretty large X in the area that he has kind of marked as the area that the peak that he has labeled as the Weathers Peak. So you've got a general idea of where you're headed, but don't know exactly. You've kind of gotten into the range that you believe you might be headed to, but from here on out, you're kind of on your own and what you're looking for.
Okay. All right. I see bad weather over that mountain. I really think that this weather fork is accurate. I'm not gonna keep going because I feel like I have enough information. Bad weather's coming. I can see it over the mountain. I'm not interested in going because the more steep this gets, the worse I am at climbing. So Eleanore is looking over towards the bad weather in the sky. She looks around and tries to see if she can see anything else because she is going to turn around and book it back to camp.
Give me a perception check.
Okay, I grabbed a different die and I got a 6.
You see through a copse of trees, the horizon is in front of you. You see the peaks of the windless mountains, and again, the storm is kind of making its way over the tops of them. And frankly, it's hard to look away from the storm. It's one of those big storms that you can just tell the thunderhead is right in front of you, but it seems to be moving in a direction that is different from the wind that is blowing. The wind is definitely moving in more of a southern direction, and the clouds are moving fast enough that you can tell that they are moving more east-southeast. It gives you almost the heebie-jeebies, I think, as you're looking at this different direction. And maybe at a time or two in the past, that sometimes the upper atmosphere winds can sometimes be different. So I don't think anything jumps out to you as being quite supernatural, but you do register this as a pretty unusual situation. The actual weather fork itself at this point is just pure red. It is moved from its previous green, yellow, red to just pure red as the bar kind of moves back and forth as it's shifting, which would typically show you kind of like almost like a radar type reading. It is just pure red.
And from that red, does Eleanore... So earlier she rolled a 14, so she had a good idea of what that meant when she was in Patrick's office. Seeing it red now, does that give her any more insight from that roll earlier?
Yeah, I think you would know that it is definitely reading a strong storm for the first part. I think you would know that a weather fork requires some type of magical casting. Like it has we'll call like a inert state where it is just kind of sensing ambient weather. You can cast a spell to kind of activate it to get more of a reading. I don't know how much arcana or knowledge Evandria might have in that area to be able to activate it or actively turn it on from its current inert state, but you would need to do that in order to get a full reading.
I want to try to do that. I don't necessarily have a specific spell, but I do have a +3 or +4 in arcana.
You can totally just use an arcana check.
Eleanore holds it up and concentrates. 21.
As you hold it up and concentrate, you feel almost a static electricity move down your hand, and you instinctively know to kind of let it go, and it hovers for a second, an inch or two off your hand, and begins to spin. And as it spins, the image that it creates brings into image a map that you can finally see. You can see the Stelshall River, and you can see kind of the shape of the windless mountains, and you can see where on this map exactly the actual Camp Do Anything would be. And the storm front itself, the red blobs on that map, you can see the trajectory of the storm and the patterns of the wind, and you can confirm that the storm is moving in a different direction than the wind patterns. It is moving directly towards camp. You can also tell with a 21, correct, that you have maybe an hour before it will get to camp. And as you'll remember, it's taken you a little bit more than an hour to get to here.
Okay, so Eleanore closes her eyes, takes a deep breath. Do I notice anything with my other senses with that deep breath?
Give me a investigation check.
15.
You roll a 15 and you hear almost like a whisper in the wind, a deep rumbling voice. You can't quite make out the sound, but you know that it is magical in nature, and it is being carried along the wind like someone is actively casting a spell and reading the wind patterns in some way. If you wanted to, you could follow it.
It's away from camp?
It is parallel. It's not taking you out of your way, but it's not going back towards camp.
And Eleanore knows from the information that, or Eleanore can infer from the information that if she stops that spellcaster, she stops the storm.
You do not know that. All you know is that someone is casting some type of spell related to the winds, not with a 15, and you can hear it just faintly in the sound of the breeze, a rumbling voice.
I'm gonna head back to camp. Eleanore snatches the weather fork out of the air and turns and runs back.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check. I do want to be clear, you're going to make it back no matter what. This is going to check. You've now been hoofing it for you've been running for pretty close to 2 hours, and I don't know Eleanor's perfect history, but that's going to be a pretty big task for anyone. I'm checking for an exhaustion level at this point.
Okay, and athletics? Or
I'll have you do an athletics check. You just need to beat a 10.
Natural 20.
Great. I think
I ate so many oats this morning.
The literal wind at your back, inspired by fear and this knowledge that you carry, you sprint back towards camp, running downhill. The forest is whipping by you. You are racing this storm back to camp. You guys are all at Hearth Hall, and Eleanore is kind of giving you guys a late afternoon lunch, and she hands Mala, I think you had your mail redirected to camp, correct?
Yeah, my mom's forget to send it to me.
Oh, yeah. So you've got one of your Powered Adventure magazines for
the new edition came.
Yeah. She hands
look
you...
at this, and I'll hold it up for everybody. It's just like little bad paintings and drawings of adventuring parties killing things.
On the front are these paintings of people killing things, but at the bottom of the painting, at the headliner, it says, "Boys to Barbarians, lead adventure retires."
Oh, guys, do you know what this means?
No.
I may become the new lead adventurer of Boys to Barbarians.
Oh my gosh, that would be so big for you, Mala.
That might be why they never responded to me, as they're waiting to tell me the big news.
I highly doubt the reality of that statement.
Maybe they were waiting
That was rude.
Maybe they were pushed into retirement because they wanted you and they didn't want to retire until they knew they had a good replacement.
And I'm that good replacement.
That would be so amazing.
Oh, Mazzy, I may have to retire halfway through the summer to go be an adventurer full-time.
Oh, what makes you say that?
Because the lead adventurer of Boys to Barbarians just left, and I'm going to replace them.
Donnie Conifer's retiring?
I think so. At least that's the rumor.
Oh, where did you hear this from?
The magazine. I'll hold it up, and I'm like, I would get on the chat boards, but I don't have my computer with me.
Oh, do you mind if I see that?
I'll give her this like weird look, because she's never shown interest in my magazines before, and I'll hand it over.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
I quizzically stare her down, very determined to figure out what she's thinking, with a solid 4.
I think, yeah, you're very right to be suspicious. I mean, this is not a magazine that, frankly, a lot of adults would be reading, for sure. And she kind of picks at it and she says, I mean, this is kind of big news. I'm not surprised to see that Powered Adventure is picking it up. And she turns to the page that actually covers the story about it. And she says, oh, yeah, I mean, it looks like they were kind of surprised about him retiring. There was no prior news about this. And
Can I read it, or are you going to tell me?
Oh, you hadn't read it yet?
No, I just got it.
Yeah, by all means.
Thank you. And I'll take it back.
Yeah.
And I will go to my corner and furiously start flipping through it.
Yeah, you start flipping through it, and it does look... Give me an investigation check. I'll tell you what you read at the surface, and then I'll give you extra information based on your investigation check.
Mala's too excited to read, just flipping through, mostly looking at the photos, and just is missing many of the words.
Yeah, I'll give you what you absolutely get, no matter just looking at the photos and reading the surface, the excerpts that are included in every photo. Yes, for sure, Donnie Conifer is retiring. Boys to Barbarians is obviously a lot of barbarians, but they also have a couple of members who have almost ranger style, have familiars, and they're known for their direct combat style. And it looks like Donnie Conifer is retiring because he took an injury, and following the injury, he just doesn't feel like the recovery time is going to be... He's just worried about the recovery time, and so after this physical alteration, he has taken a leave of absence, and as of right now, he is officially retiring, and the label is going to take a moment to reconsider their image and look for potential rebranding opportunities moving forward.
Speaking of carts and horses, Evandria, where's Eleanore?
Oh, Eleanore, well, she came across a weather spoon, fork, knife. I'm not really sure.
Gotcha.
But she just took off. She went out to a peak of some sort to go check on that. And
Like a picnic with her weather fork?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I don't think you eat weather.
I don't know. One time I ate a raindrop.
Oh. Did you get it all down?
After 2 bites, it took me a little bit. I was super full after the first one, honestly.
Yeah. How'd you catch it?
On a pedal.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
Surface
cute.
tension?
Yeah.
It's adorable. So Eleanor's running somewhere, or what?
Yeah, she just booked it before we could even say anything.
The Great Woods is pretty dangerous. It's wild that she went alone.
Yeah, I don't really want to admit this, but I was kind of just surprised that she left so quickly, and I really should have followed after her, but I was so shocked at the time that I didn't. I let her go alone. But I feel like she'll be fine.
You sure? There's one way to get somewhere fast, and I owe Mala a ride.
Do we get to go on the dune buggy? I put the magazine down.
Should we go find her?
What's a dune buggy?
You'll see.
Okay.
Only the coolest thing you'll ever see.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's right.
Should I close my eyes?
Sure.
Yeah.
I call shotgun.
Bunky up for a ride?
Yeah, let's go.
Immediately, Yankshirebraid covers his eyes. He assumes that you'll bring the surprise to him.
And I'll grab him by the braid.
Oh.
And just tug him along with us.
This feels a little literal, but okay.
You'll be surprised. Just keep those eyes closed.
Okay, eyes closed.
Okay.
Eyes closed.
Okay.
Let's go get the buggy.
You all head out to the junkyard where the dune buggy is kept willingly or otherwise. And Teasel is there. He is kind of working hard at the shop. He has kind of got his goggles on. You hear these sounds of sparks flying. He's kind of got some sort of contraption with his magnifying glasses on. There's sparks flying. He's welding something together. It's hard to tell exactly what it is. It looks like he's made a couple mistakes and started over again, but he's deep in his work and doesn't quite see you guys approach.
Oh, fuck. What the? Oh, God. What? You please, when you see the sign, you have to hit the button to let me know that you're coming. And he points up to a sign that says, busy at work. And it's almost like a stop sign, but instead of a red, yellow, green, all three are red. And it's clear that no matter what, he expects you to notify him that you are coming.
Malo reach over and hit the button.
It moves from the top red to the middle red immediately.
We're here.
Thank you, Mala. This is what I appreciate about you. You follow the rules.
It says on the sign.
It does.
Right
Sorry
there.
about that. Got a little excited.
Can I help you with something?
Oh, we're just coming to pick up the dune buggy. Gonna go save our friend.
What's wrong?
It seems like there's weather, and she's out there in the weather.
Like bad weather?
Not good weather. Does anyone talk about
Well,
weather without it
according
being...
to the spoon, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, the spoon said it was bad. You heard the lady.
Oh, should I lock up?
I don't know.
He slams a button that hangs from a cable, and immediately two of the garage doors go, and they
Okay.
shutter down. For sure, one of them was going to come down in between Mala and Pat, but hopefully you guys get out of the way.
Oh, okay. All right.
Great. Well, I just can't have anything hitting the electronics. Yes, Evandria?
Teasel, do you happen to know how bad the bad weather gets when it's bad?
I have no clue. That's usually something Patrick's in charge of. Have you asked him?
Patrick's honestly been rather unhelpful to me.
Honestly,
lately.
I'm not surprised.
I've, attempted to just refrain from conversations with Patrick.
Aren't you, working with him all summer?
Okay, Teasel.
I'm just kind of trying to state the obvious here.
Yeah, love the obvious. Thank you.
Okay, I'm just saying. I would have hired you, but I wasn't given the option. I was told that I have to work on general camper competence first before I'm allowed to hire a staff full time.
Ugh. Well, I'm sorry about that. That
I am
seems
too.
unfair.
It seems terribly unfair. It seems like starting with one is easier than starting with many.
It does seem that way.
Have you ever had a counselor?
No, they don't give me one.
Huh, that seems... should we go get Eleanore, or...
we gotta go get...
it-
It's looking...
I only see 2 seats.
I don't take up a lot of room.
Yeah, and Bunky's pretty small. And you're also 4 foot tall. You should be fine.
I can just latch onto the top.
Is Mala coming?
I'm right here.
Oh, great.
I've been
So
here the whole
Mala
time.
gets the big seat.
Yeah.
I'll sit on Mala's shoulder.
Yeah.
Bunky can sit on Mala's other shoulder.
Then Evandria can ride on the bar over the top.
Okay.
Great.
A deal has been made.
She immediately launches herself up and just like in a squatted position with both hands reaching down in between her legs in the squat. She's just holding on with like determination and like this flashing of light and dark in her eyes. She's so excited.
Yanks your braid exactly mimics that exact pose on Mala's shoulder.
Cool. Let's fire this baby up.
Great. Go ahead and give me a... Do you have a vehicle proficiency?
I actually do. I took it.
Awesome.
I decided to do that.
Great. Go ahead and give me a vehicle. Go ahead and give me a vehicle proficiency check as you all storm the doom buggy into the forest.
It's an 18. Pat jumps in the front seat, grabs his goggles out of his back pocket that are half of his face size, and smacks them down. You hear them physically go, and looks at Maul and goes, "Buckle up."
I'll drop my visor on my armor
Hell
and put
yes.
the buckle on.
Everybody all tight?
Wait, I don't have a visor.
I'll put my hand in front of his face, like
Perfect,
blocking
thank
his-
you.
Beautiful.
Bunky curls his pipe cleaner fingers around his googly eyes as if they were a visor.
Let's roll!
Evandria from the top just screams, "Dude, buggy!" as a battle cry.
I love it.
There are a number of trails in the Great Woods, and most of them are meant for horses, but you are able to manage with an 18 barreling through a couple of them, and it doesn't take but 20 minutes before you see Eleanore equally booking it down the hills of the Great Forest, and you kind of meet halfway, all of us kind of gathering together on the trail.
Okay, you're almost there. Okay. When she gets to where she thinks close enough, she pulls out, she has a flask of holy water, and she has a hammer, and she just starts banging it together and going,
Great.
and this is all before she sees them, and now.
Do you hear that sound?
Hey, it's Eleanore.
Oh my God.
Oh, Eleanore, good. I told them you'd be fine.
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh my God. Okay, look at this. Can you believe?
No,
That's
the
the
red
weather
stick?
spoon?
I can't understand.
It's a beautiful spoon.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is a weather fork. You guys
Okay.
are with me.
Okay.
Evandria said it was
Yeah.
a spoon.
There is bad weather. I was just up near the peak that I needed to be, and there is a storm a brewing, and the wind was blowing in a way that wasn't tracking with the storm. And you guys, I heard a spellcaster. I think a spellcaster is sending something our way.
Like casting a storm?
Is that even possible?
Maybe it's the wind. I don't know. The point is, the storm is heading straight for us. So we need to get back to camp
And buckle down?
and buckle down, let everybody know, because this isn't a normal storm, I don't think. So we need to be ready for... We need to
Mala-
get Maz in on this.
Do you need to get your pigeon out of the
I
sky?
have a pigeon. He's a phoenix, and he's back at camp, and he'll be fine. He stays in the Evergreen Center with the griffin.
Okay, I was just making sure.
You would know that if you actually went to your
Okay,
group there.
you guys, we gotta go. We gotta go.
Stay
Come
too,
on.
Mala. Stay
Vroom, vroom.
So the storm and the spellcaster are coming at the same time?
Yes, let's talk as we go. Can I fit on here?
Absolutely not.
Probably not.
You can have my spot.
We thought we were coming to help. We didn't realize.
Yanks your braid gets off of Mala's shoulder.
Yanks
I'll
your
fly.
braid.
I pat my shoulder like,
You're actually good to hop back up, Yanks your braid.
Okay.
All right. You guys turn around and start going, and I'll just run.
Bunky hops off of one of Mala's shoulders to accompany Eleanore. Is it okay if I come with you?
Yes, let's go.
Great.
yeah. How do you know that the spellcaster's coming our way?
I just assumed so because I saw the storm heading our way, and I heard the whispering of a spellcaster. I can't imagine it's anything that wouldn't be connected.
Did you see a spellcaster?
No, I heard a spellcaster.
Like in your heart? Or like out loud?
Evandria would have investigated.
Not the time, Yanks.
Oh,
Okay, let's just get
Not
back
the
to
time.
camp, and I will tell people who will give a fuck.
We care. We came running for you.
No,
We're
we came to
driving for
save you.
We arrive at the junkyard first to drop off the Doom buggy. And by the time we get back, already, I think the storm has picked up speed. The wind is starting to move the tops of trees back and forth in that way that a big storm can sometimes concerningly move large, not just leaves, but like the loosely attached sticks and twigs are starting to dislodge from trees, and they're hitting the sides of the metal junkyard and making alarmingly large sounds. Teasel has only left the garage door open for the dune buggy. Everything else has been battened down.
Deeply cares about technology and
Yeah, absolutely. And he's left a note. He's not inside. He's left a note that says, like, close the door when you are done. Yanks your braid says, I don't know where we go during a storm. I wasn't listening during any of the emergency meetings.
Hearth Hall usually has storm shelter.
Okay.
You think this is storm shelter bad?
Eleanor books it. She books it over to Hearth Hall, drops off Bunky. Bunky, go in and tell Maz what is going on. Tell her to get ready. There's a storm coming.
I'm on it, Eleanor.
And then Eleanor runs off to Patrick to return the weather fork and clue him in on what's going on.
Patrick is overseeing the last. There are no more construction wizards putting in the last bit of the pirate ship. You see him just kind of overseeing a few more pieces, just like little plaques to make sure that campers know when they're not supposed to run, little areas to mark where the deep ends are, just little bits and ribbons to make sure that safety is all in place. And he's kind of looking up concerningly at the storm and kind of trying to ascertain what necessarily is going on, but his instruments are not here, and he sees Eleanor and he says, oh, you're back. Do you have the weather fork?
Patrick, and I shove it in his hands.
Oh my goodness.
It's bad. Let's go.
Extremely bad. Oh, yes. We need to go. This is extremely bad. We need to seek shelter.
Yes, let's go. Let's go get the others.
He heads towards the back of Hearth Hall. We'll pick up with what Bunky is doing, and then I'll pick up with the other three of you. Mazzy is in her office in Hearth Hall. She's kind of looking over a couple pieces of paper. She does not have any exterior facing windows, so she is entirely unaware.
Bunky runs in and opens the door.
Oh, Bunky.
Mazzy, we gotta find somewhere to bunker down for a little bit because we got a big old storm coming through.
Yeah, I knew there was a storm coming. Is it?
It sounds like it's a magical storm. Eleanor made it part way out and then hightailed it back here, talking about something with a spellcaster and the storm being related and like the wind's going in the opposite direction. Actually, I don't remember. Did you tell us that part? Oh, okay. And the wind's going in the opposite direction of the storm itself. So it's kind of just not a good situation. We gotta find somewhere to take shelter.
Give me a perception check.
9.
Mazzy kind of looks at you and says, oh, yes, I can kind of, she grabs a few things off of her desk and makes a quick motion, but you don't quite catch what it is. And she says, the storm shelter, we can go to the basement of Hearth Hall, and that's definitely the safest place. Where is everyone else?
Eleanor went on to alert Patrick, and I think everyone else is back with the Doom buggy.
She grabs her warble marble. Did you give everyone else their warble marbles?
I didn't yet. No, it all just happened so fast.
Bunky, okay. She gets on her warble marble. All camp staff need to report to Hearth Hall immediately. All camp staff report to Hearth Hall immediately. And she puts her warble marble back into her pocket and heads bound into the basement. The three of you have parked the dune buggy. Where are you headed?
Well, do we really think it's bad enough that we'd need to go, like, seek shelter?
As you say that, a limb totally dislodges from a tree and crashes to the ground.
No.
Does that answer your question for you?
That's bad. Okay.
Well, I'll be there in just a second.
We're not letting you go alone. Eleanor went alone.
Well, I'm gonna need my mirror from my
It's like a
cabin.
magic
Yeah.
mirror.
The cabin's right next to Hearth Hall. Let's get going.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
The three of you head to Evandria's cabin, and as you are going, you see more and more this wind is starting to pick up. At this point, even though it's 4:30 in the afternoon, it is getting to the point where even at the cabins, it is getting difficult to see Hearth Hall. Visibility at this point is maybe 60 feet. Between the heavy winds and the hail that is starting to hit the ground, it is getting very difficult to know exactly what's going on everywhere in camp. The three of you, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw. You're trying to beat a 12.
23.
22.
11.
Evandria, you take 2 damage.
No, ow. Ah, damn it.
Yeah, the hail is pretty small, but one well-placed hail in the eye is going to definitely do 2 damage.
I'll put my shield over her for the rest of the way so she's protected.
That helps significantly. You head into your cabin, and the sound of the hail on the top of your roof is fairly loud. You grab your mirror.
So, as I, thrust open the door, you guys can see that I have replaced my number 2 cabin with a professionally done headshot of me in my full armor, along with around it are different medals I've won for knife throwing competitions at the different expertise camps that I have attended. And I slam the door open and the picture goes a little ajar, and so I take the extra time to readjust the photo, and then I run in and I grab my mirror. And how my cabin looks, I've already set it up. It's got this crushed velvet, maroon duvet with these silk sheets, and it's all shades of purple, pink, dark reds all around. And then you can clearly see the corner that Yanks Your Braid has reserved that is just cluttered full of tiny little trinkets and toys and stuff.
Just so many knickknacks.
So that's kind of, you guys are seeing into Evandria's life a little bit.
Pat and Maul are just on the doorstep. Pat turns to Maul and goes, I guess you can polish a number 2.
Hey, Evandria, none of this is up to code.
Okay.
The handbook clearly states that you have to use regulation betting.
Right, because I'm really scared of the code.
You have to be
Come
an
on, let's
example for the...
go.
Okay.
Let's hit it. This sucks!
Eleanor, where are you at?
Eleanor has Patrick with her. Okay, come on, let's go. Hearth Hall. Let's get in here.
It's starting to hail. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw. Patrick passed. You also passed. The hail is kind of starting to buffet us as we make our way back to Hearth Hall. We get inside, and Eleanor is kind of ushering people in. The first thing you notice once you're inside is that the sounds of the hail on the roof of Hearth Hall do not equate to what you would expect. Eleanor is a priestess of Oda, so Oda is the goddess of the hearth, and inside the walls of Hearth Hall, Eleanor is easily the most powerful magical user in all of camp. Outside, literally 5 steps outside of Hearth Hall, her magic plummets significantly. She still has general magic, but it more equates to what you would expect of a normal magic user. But within these walls, she is able to protect you all much more significantly, which is why you don't hear the hail hitting the roof nearly as strong, because she is able to fortify this building to a much stronger degree than what normally a building would be able to provide. So she kind of ushers you away from the windows and says, quickly come away from there. Quickly, inside, away from the windows. The hearth is kind of off right now for safety reasons, but if you get away from the windows, it'll be safer for you.
Okay, all right. Holy smokes.
Where are the rest of you? Bunky, Mazzy?
Bunky was with Eleanor.
I left Bunky to grab Maz. They're here. They should be here. I dropped him off here.
As she's saying that, everyone's accounted for, so she's counting heads. All right, so we'll just wait out the storm and everything should be okay.
Eleanor, I don't think it's a regular storm. I went out And I heard a spellcaster. I heard whispering, and I think it had to do with the storm.
Everyone, go ahead and give me a perception check.
23.
13.
11.
16.
13.
Bunky and Evandria, you both see Mazzy pull out from underneath her vest a blue talisman on a string. It is almost like a jade that is a little bit more opalescent. It is carved inside of a gold inlet that makes it almost seem like a, what is that geometric shape that allows you to like spin something in lots of different directions? What's that called?
A gyroscope?
Yes, it is almost like a jade stone captured inside of a gyroscope that's frozen in place. It doesn't actually move. It's just kind of suspended without any actual attachments inside of a gyroscope. And it is like pulsing this blue color. And as she looks at it, you see her kind of mumble a little bit, and she is extremely focused in this moment. And Wendell is also kind of looking at her do this and kind of has a face of concern as he sees her do this. And a bright flash appears, and the jade quickly turns from a bright blue color to a deep, almost putrid yellow color before turning bright silver and then back to blue.
So would Evandria have seen this type of magic or color changing from her experience growing up with her mother being a magic user?
Give me an Arcana check with advantage.
Okay. 15.
This medallion is some type of abjuration, conjuration magic, and she is almost flitting through different lenses as she's doing that and looking for reactions, almost like a magical pH litmus test. And the fact that it was reactive is a sign that she's like basically getting positive reactions to something.
So I think since Evandria saw that happen, she's just gonna call it out. Excuse me, what does that mean? Why? It changed colors, and that's not good, right? That's not good?
No, this is definitely not good. And you see her kind of look out one of the side windows, and in that window, almost just outside of the window frame, you can see the edge of the spirit tree. And even in the darkness of the storm, the spirit tree is alight with silver light. And it is casting, flickering against the storm and the now downpour of rain, just almost aflame with silver white light. And without hesitating, Mazzy books it out the door.
Can I look at my leaf from the spirit tree real quick?
Yep.
Is it reacting
It's
at all to
also
anything?
reacting.
But yeah, I will sprint after her at full speed.
Yeah, Evandria is going to bolt after because it seems exciting.
Jesus, we're going to a, what?
Come on, let's
okay.
go.
All right, here we go. Oh, God.
Patrick goes, Eleanore goes.
Eleanore stands at the door, staying inside because she is keeping Bunky. Bunky, no, I don't know what you're thinking, but we're staying in here.
Oh, well, I thought that was gonna be our task, that we would just stay in here and they would go handle everything. We're still pretty new to this.
Well, we're all really new, but you are way too aerodynamic.
Well, I resent that. Bunky walks under Eleanor's legs defiantly.
Okay.
Everyone roll initiative. The 8 of you make your way outside of Hearth Hall. The 5 camp staff and the 3 professional camp staff all making your way towards the silver and white lit
spirit tree. The storm at this point is hail and wind and rain to the point where it is hard to look ahead of you without shielding your eyes. Those of you without dark vision find it hard to see at all, and even those of you with dark vision find it hard to see just from the fact of the rain and the hail hitting you in the face. As you approach the spirit tree, you are familiar with this area. It is a basin at the center of camp. There are benches made of wood and stone all throughout. The entire area is big enough to seat almost 100 people comfortably, but in this storm, it is slick, it is muddy. Already the water is pooling below your feet. The wind is moving the branches of the spirit tree violently. Although the leaves of the spirit tree hang magically tightly to the branches and the limbs, leaves and twigs from other trees across camp are dislodged and flying all around. At this point, it feels like just being outside is dangerous. But adding to that danger, adding to the light and sounds around you, you hear screeching in the skies above you. And with flashes of lightning up in the sky, when you look up amongst the rain, you see what can only be described as wings, broad, almost bat-like wings stretching 20 feet wide. 3 figures are flapping in the clouds themselves. They appear to be unaffected by the winds of the storm, and without the aid of the lightning are completely hidden from your view. You hear them screech and roar, and occasionally one will dip down below the cover of the clouds, and you see in front of you this silver and blue reptilian creature with a long snout and wide mouth filled with teeth and a long tongue and long silver tail and talons, swoop down and flap its wings violently, and when it does so, the gust of wind is so strong that a dust storm kicks up at the ground below you, picking up debris and mud and twigs and rain, and static electricity creates a little dust storm, a little rainstorm at the base of the tree, and to your surprise, it stays there. Mazzy shouts out to you, "It's a wind dragon, it's a wormling. They hunt using those storms. Stay away from them. We have to protect the tree. I'm gonna do my best." And she runs up to the tree and puts her left hand on the base of the tree and grips that talisman she had earlier to detect this disturbance and begins to chant a spell. And what previously the almost chaotic light of the tree almost takes on a pattern and begins to calm, and when previously the leaves were reacting to the wind, seems to push back and takes on a more calm presence. It seems like whatever she's doing is protecting the tree somehow. Eleanore and Patrick, the other 2 professional staff that came out with her, kind of take up guard positions beside her and stand between her and the dust storm that has kind of taken on a life of its own around her, and they kind of look to you all to take on the wind dragons that have taken up cover again in the trees. For you all to target those dragons, they do have some additional cover. You can still target them from the additional flashes, but so long as they are hidden up in the clouds themselves, they have additional cover and will be slightly harder to hit. If you do hit them hard enough, you can knock them down out of the air, in which case they'll be a lot easier to hit. With that, let's go through initiative. Eleanore, what'd you get?
I rolled a 14.
Evandria?
17.
Mala?
17.
Evandria, Mala, who wants to go first?
You have higher dex, you can go first.
Pat?
22.
Whew.
And Bunky.
12.
The
wind wormlings will go first. The first one will swoop down from the sky and will attack Pat.
Bring it on.
It swoops down from the sky and lashes out with its fangs, and it goes to bite you with a 15.
Doesn't hit.
It latches on to your armor and doesn't find purchase, and it is going to try and swoop away. You can use this opportunity to slice at it if you would like to.
I want to grapple it.
You want to grapple it?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Stop it from going anywhere. That'll be a 19.
You're able to grab it by its leg and pull it back down. You've got a hold of it right now, so there's a wormling that Pat has pulled down to the ground.
Not so fast.
The next one is going to swoop down and is actually going to use as well its kind of breath of gale attack, and it is going to try and capture Evandria and Mala in this. Go ahead and give me a strength saving throw.
23.
7.
Mala, you hold your shield up and you take the brunt of this wind. Evandria, you get pushed back 15 feet. The good news is this doesn't do any actual damage to either of you. The bad news is the wind generates and kicks up another one of these dust storms. So now there are 3 dragons, one of which is captured by Pat on the ground. This other one swoops back up into the sky, and there are 2 dust storms spinning on the ground, just kind of moving mindlessly on the ground, kind of looking around for anyone to come close to them. They're clearly seeking some type of prey, but they're kind of mindless creatures, mindless entities, almost like elementals that have been birthed from the breath of these wind dragons. You could use on your turn a nature check to try and understand what these dragons are doing here if you want to, but for now that's what you kind of understand. The last dragon is going to swoop down and try. It saw how Mala was able to withstand the attack and is going to try and attack Mala. It goes down to bite you and it gets a 22.
That'll hit.
It grabs you by the shoulder and deals a total of 7 piercing damage as it bites down on your left shoulder. It is going to also try and fly away. You can try and grab it or slice it if you want to while it's trying to fly away.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my trident and stab at it and try to pull it back down to the ground.
Go ahead.
I got a 9.
You try and stab it, but between the wind and the rain, and honestly the bite that you just took, it's hard to kind of get purchase, and you stab up and you miss it. Pat, you're up.
Pat's gonna get a firm grip on this dragon, on this worm, and with his other hand put his goggles on.
Yeah.
And grab his longsword and take a stab at this this thing.
You have advantage because you're grappling.
God damn right I do. 2 natural 19s on the dot.
Nice. Go ahead and do damage.
13 damage. Pat drags it a little bit closer towards him and takes a giant stab at it. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna bite me, huh?"
Cries out as it takes more damage than it had expected. It definitely prefers to be a flyby creature. You get the idea that these are not expected to be kind of stick around and do a lot of fighting. They are swoop and fly away hunters.
And with that hit, I also use the sap feature on the longsword, and on the next attack it tries to make, it has a disadvantage.
You get a nice gash on its claw that it's been trying to use to slash back at you. Go ahead, Evandria.
So Evandria, after being blown back for 15 feet, lets out this yell. Does she have eyes now, since she's so far back on any of the dragons?
You can see faint shapes in the sky if you want to take shots at them. They do have some extra cover, but the one that you can most clearly see is the one that Pat has a hold of, and you would have advantage attacking that one because he's holding it still.
So I think I'd like to try and apply Hunter's Mark to that one.
Yep.
As a bonus action. Since I can see it, essentially how I feel feel that Hunter's mark works for Evandria is that yanks your braid. A lot of her magic is manifested through that connection. Since she's so scared of it, he's kind of helped her like grow with that. And so she like starts to really like zone in and her eyes flicker again with that bright light, and then they slowly turn darker, and yanks your braid, zooms out, and basically is like, over here, it's over here, this one, and it just helps her focus in.
Yeah, yanks your braid, kind of grabs onto its shoulder. It's like pulling it back and trying to expose its like tender underbelly and says, right here, right here.
Yeah, so that's exactly how she feels most comfortable using it, is through him a little bit. And so with that, she then is able to more confidently chuck 2 daggers at this dragon. Okay. Does a 10 hit?
A 10 misses. Your first dagger goes askew in the rain. It missed. It almost hit Pat.
Dragon's not the friends. Dragon's not the friends.
And what about a 14?
A 14 hits.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. 15.
This dragon is looking roughed up.
So her first one misses, and she gets so angry about this first one missing that she, like, almost like a guttural, like, with all of her might, leaps forward as she chucks the second one, and, like, with her force forward, I think is just able to have that dagger go straight in.
That dagger lodges into the scales of the dragon, and it lets out like a cry.
Woo! Now we're talking.
Mala, you are up.
Mala will stand up, throw down the shield, and grab a small icon of a phoenix, like made out of fake gold, but golden. It'll start shining with light as he casts Bless on Evandria, Eleanore, and Pat. And he'll say, go forth and protect this place and those who dwell here, as Bless goes out onto them. And it'll act as a signal flare for Jar the Phoenix to come flying in and chase the dragon that attacked me into the sky and make an attack against it.
Awesome. And they will not benefit from cover because they're both up there. So
Right.
Great.
And Jar will get a 11 to hit.
That is a miss. It's still hard to fly up in the storm, even for Jar.
He's a phoenix in a rainstorm. It's a little rough.
Great. Yeah, you join Annalore and Patrick kind of taking up that defensive position around Mazia's. Now that you're next to her, you can hear she is straining with this spell. Magic maybe is not her forte, and whatever she's doing is taking a lot of her focus and engagement. She is borderline unaware even that you have kind of taken up position around her. She's deep in this spell. All right, Eleanore.
Eleanore gallops over to the grappled worm and pulls out her machete and goes to hit with her machete.
And you have advantage because it's grappled.
Good, because that was a 2.
Did you add your D4?
And your D4.
28.
That is a hit.
Good. Eleanore, even with the storm raging and the lightning striking, she runs right up and she, with all her might, has just a clear shot and just slashes this dragon. 8 damage.
This dragon is not looking good. It is very bloodied.
I hooves as a bonus action. Yeah. After she slashes the dragon, she turns around and kicks back with her hooves. 10.
That is a miss. Bunky, you're up.
All right, Bunky is going to go ahead and take a ray of frost at the dragon that is currently grappled. Do spells get magic, or do spells get advantage too?
Yep.
24 to hit.
That is a hit.
2 frost damage.
2 frost damage. A little bit of it hits it in the cheek, and it can't quite roar in pain because now half of its mouth is frozen closed. It's like, "Mrrr."
I'm gonna freeze you. You get out of here.
All right. The 2 dust storms are spinning, and they are going to make their way and attack Eleanore, the first one. Does a 15 beat your AC?
Yep.
Are you wearing metal by chance? I think you're wearing leather armor.
I'm leather,
correct?
yeah.
Great.
Leather.
You take 7 bludgeoning damage and 4 lightning damage as the spinning storm absolutely shocks you and little sticks hit you in the side as it spins past you. The other spinning cyclone is going to move its way towards Evandria, and as it gets close, it expands violently, and all of the debris and static electricity that it has kind of accumulated surrounds her. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Do I have the...
Yep, you get to add bless to this.
Okay. 12.
Meets it, beats it.
Nice.
Hashtag blessed.
You feel that it's trying to choke you, and if you were to choke, you would immediately become incapacitated, which essentially means that you are extremely limited on what you're capable of doing. You can't take actions or reactions. You can still move, you're still awake, but you are severely limited on what you can be able to do. But you're able to kind of keep your head about you, you're calm your breathing down, and as it passes you, because again, these aren't thinking creatures, they're just kind of moving around the battlefield as they are kind of they're just kind of moving around the battlefield mindlessly, so it moves past you.
So I think how this looks for Evandria is she always wears a golden locket from her mother. And I think as the storm whips around her, that golden locket wraps around her neck a little bit, and she's able to realize as it's kind of going around and untangle it, as the storm is attempting to choke her in some way through her own jewelry.
We are back up to the dragons. The first dragon is going to try to attack, is going to try and escape the grapple. So it's just a contested athletics check.
Do I have advantage because it's grappled?
No, you do not.
Really?
Nope.
That's a bummer.
Not escaping the grapple itself.
You also don't get blessed.
I got an 18.
I got a 23.
Dang, it tries to, it's flapping its wings, but the wings have been torn from Eleanor's slashing and from Mala's sword or trident. It's been desperately wounded from all of you, and as it tries to flap away, but you're able to kind of yank it back down as it is no longer able to escape. If you could speak Draconic, you would hear it say, nowhere. The other two are going to swoop down, and the first one is going to try and attack Mala, and again, does a 9 beat your AC?
Absolutely not. I just shield bash it away this time. Just smack its face into the ground.
Yeah, it misses you. It is going to try and fly away, though. Do you want to try and grab it?
I'm going to try and stab it again. 13?
It does not get it. Again, you're just not quite fast enough as it swoops past you with its talons.
Just mutter to myself, you gotta do fucking better if you're gonna get the adventure.
The other one is going to attack Evandria because she's kind of isolated at the moment. It also got a 9.
Nope.
It missed. Pat, you were up.
Pat's gonna take another stab at this little dragon he's got in his left hand. That will be a 22 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay. 9 points of damage.
Go ahead and describe how you kill it.
Pat has the leg of this little worm in his left hand, and you all see Pat never got particularly good at stuff at camp, and all of a sudden Pat looks like he knows things about martial abilities after a year of you not seeing him, and Pat yanks the worm down towards the ground and lets it go, and then hits up a nice stance, a proper knight stance, and stabs through the worm and is
As you stab it, almost it deflates. This wind dragon wormling deflates as the puncture wound lets out a lot more air than you would anticipate being inside such a small dragon, and it kind of shrinks down almost balloon style and dies at the end of his sword.
Can I use my movement to run over towards Mala and the one that's over in there?
Absolutely.
Just to get in range. Cool.
It has swooped away. The other two dragons are in the air, and they're just two swirling dust storm elementals on the ground.
Cool.
Everyone, give me a dexterity saving throw. You're trying to beat an 8.
Natural 20.
2.
12.
28.
12.
Good news, I only rolled a 3 on this D6. So, Mala, you are standing extremely close to the tree right now. So, I don't think, even register what happens. Suddenly, you're on the ground, and your ears are ringing. The rest of you see a bright white light and an extremely loud as a lightning bolt strikes the spirit tree. Splinters of wood shoot everywhere around you. Mala, you take 3 damage. Everyone else takes 1 damage, half of 3. And Mala, you're knocked prone from the blast. As you kind of come to, Mala, your eyes are fuzzy from the bright white light, and the first thing that comes into your view is red. So much red. And then your vision starts to come in a little bit more, and you maybe a flash or two of silver, but it's faint. And then the red comes into focus. The spirit tree is on fire. A third of the spirit tree has been blasted away 20 feet. That chunk remains relatively intact. The largest piece of the spirit tree is what's on fire. Mazzy is on the ground, completely stunned. She is just staring upwards, unaware of everything that's going on around her. You see that on the other side, maybe 30 feet away, Patrick is bleeding severely. He has a massive chunk of wood speared into his left shoulder, and Eleanore is casting some type of healing magic into his shoulder, but given that she's so far away from Hearth Hall, her magic is weak and she's not able to fully heal what's going on. It looks like she's just maintaining some type of stabilization on him, keeping him alive, it looks like. And you all, the 4 of you, have kind of all been able to process this since you succeeded your save. Mala, you were temporarily blinded there for a second. It took the full 3 damage, are knocked prone. Evandria, it is your turn. Moving forward, you have an action available to you to extinguish the fire on the spirit tray. If you do not do this, the spirit tree will burn. I have a tracker on my side that counts how much the spirit tree has damaged. It is up to you to kind of maintain that. How you can do that, you can use a survival check to extinguish the tree. If you have abilities that you think will be relevant, I'm happy to hear those, and we can use those abilities as well. Things like Ray of Frost would probably be really relevant, but that's there. You have a question?
I'm super sufficient with survival, but I'm also unconscious. I'm at 0.
So, through this wind and hail and rain, Evandria is starting to freak out. She just saw several people drop in front of her, and this massive flash of what seemed like lightning. And there's blood, and she wants to target these flying creatures, but she sees Eleanore go down, and she just screams, "No!" And she launches herself on top of Eleanore and just smacks both of her hands down onto Eleanore, and uses healing hands, which allows her to almost, she is using magic, so this is scary for her, but she feels like she has no other choice. She just like shoves some life force into Eleanore at this moment. 3. That's all she has in her. That's all she can muster. Yeah. And she's not well trained in this. She doesn't know what she's doing. She kind of misses with one of her hands as she smacks down. But she's just hoping that it's enough to keep Eleanore stable at least. And then she's going to then train her focus on one of the creatures in the sky that she can barely make out, but she can kind of see the shadow of. like as she says, "You're fucking next," and she points at the next dragon and attaches Hunter's Mark to that one as her bonus action.
You're on it, boss, and you see Yankshire Braid zoom up there. That wind dragon wormling no longer benefits from half cover while you have Hunter's Mark on it. So you can target that one just as easily as anyone on the ground.
Okay.
Even though it's hiding up in the clouds. Mala.
Mala will shake off the stunned feeling, stand up using his trident to support himself, get onto both his feet, and just point up at the sky and tell Jar to drag one of those dragons down, the one that Evandria just marked. And so Jar's going to try to make a grapple against them and pull him down to the ground. 17.
I got a nat 20 for 23 total. You can see, I think, the image of a dark shadow in the clouds silhouetted against a glowing ember shape of Jar, kind of tossing and turning up in the sky as one battles against another and not able to wrest the dragon whirling from the sky. You hear Jar cry out in desperation as Jar wants to do what you tell it to do, but isn't quite able to. And I think Jar is a little disappointed that they're not able.
Come on, buddy, we got this.
Jar's trying so hard.
Through my magic initiate feat, I'm going to use my firebolt cantrip to launch at that wind dragon that Jar is currently wrestling with, and so I'll gather this ball of flame and just palm to the sky, launch it up at him. Dear God, it's gonna explode in my hand. I got a nat 1. Almost ignites the tree on fire more.
Things are desperate right now. Things are hard.
You see Mala kind of punch himself a little, but he's do better.
Eleanore, you're up.
Eleanore has blacked out, and suddenly she starts to hear the rain a little bit, and she sees red as she opens her eyes, and she feels a weight on top of her, and she looks, and it's Evandria, who has obviously come to help her out because they are friends, no matter how Evandria treats her. And she gets up.
So as she gets up, Evandria kind of just tumbles off.
I see the tree on fire, and I try to temper the flames. And it's survival?
It's a survival check, yep.
11.
11 is what you need to extinguish some of the flames. You make your way up to the tree and start patting down with whatever you've got on hand. I think you grab some mud and start extinguishing some of the flames.
I have I grab the blanket off of my back and just start batting at the tree, and I bend down and get some mud and try to cake the mud on as I'm going, trying to look for the worst parts and the highest parts that I can reach as well, because I'm one of the taller members.
Great. Bunky, you're up.
So Bunky is very concerned for Eleanore. She just went down. So, but he's also very concerned for the tree, and there are too many things that need to happen at once. So he takes out the opal that Eleanore gave him and crushes it to be able to dual cast. So he lays one of his pipe cleaner hands on Eleanore to cast resistance to bolster her up a little bit, while also casting Ray of Frost towards the tree to try to extinguish some more flame.
Great. Go ahead and give me an attack roll for the tree.
16.
Yep. You extinguish more flames on the spirit tree and also fortify Eleanore from further attacks.
I'll give you piercing resistance. Yeah.
And that is, I roll a d4 to reduce.
Reduced by 1d4. One of my pipe cleaners uncurls from my arm and wraps around her ankle, her ankled hoof, as a bracer of sorts.
The two dust storms, the first one will go at Mala, and the second one will go for Pat. The first one is going to do the expanding, choking thing. It swirls towards Mala and
poofs out. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
15.
As it expands out, all of the dirt and debris surround you, what do you do to resist this choking?
I'm just going to stand with my chest like puffed out and just say, bring it.
Great. There's one thing you can for sure do, and it's just take a punch. And
I didn't hear no bell.
Right past you. It swirls right past you. It was almost like unaware of what it was necessarily doing. It just knows there's a creature there and it's going to attack it. The other dust storm has kind of already done that action, so it can't do it again. So it's going to go and slam into Pat. It crit.
I don't like that sound. I hate that sound.
13 total damage split between bludgeoning and lightning as this dust storm elemental just absolutely slams into you with and moves on as it barrels past you.
Pat, are you okay?
Fine, this sucks.
Pat, no!
Sucks.
Pat's number one. Pat's number one.
The dragon that's currently fighting Jar will attack Jar. Does a 20 hit?
Oh, yeah.
Jar takes 11 piercing damage as it rakes its claws into Jar's chest. Little embers and feathers kind of barrel out like blood and feathers. The other dragon that's still in the air will swoop down at Evandria. It gets a 19 to hit.
Yep.
Take 11 piercing damage.
Oh my god. I think it's coming for me, guys. I think it's coming for me. Ow, fuck.
Your moneymaker!
Not the face. No, not the ow.
It is going to try and swoop away from you if you want to try and attack it as it tries to get away.
Yeah, as it swoops away, she is so pissed. So it's almost like a blind rage chuck of one of her throwing stars.
Yep.
Okay. 20.
That's a hit.
10 damage.
10 damage is enough to, as it's flying away, you hit it in the wing and it hits the ground. So this is now a grounded dragon. There is one that is kind of floundering in the mud. It has the ability to fly still. It's not completely immobilized, but for at least the next round, there is another dragon on the ground. Pat, you are up.
Great. Pat is going to sprint over to the dragon on the ground, just an absolute rage of being hit by this fucking dust storm. And is just going to yell, somebody else put the tree out, I'm killing a worm! It runs over and is actually going to use his action to grapple it so that it will not get away. 16 on the die plus 5.
I only got a 6.
Okay, so it's grappled and I'm going to action surge to stab it.
Nice. You get advantage?
That's a natural 20.
Golden boy over here.
Natural stinking 20 without the advantage. It's 19 points of damage to this worm dragon. Pat runs over to this worm, leaps onto it, full body slam onto it, drags his sword out and just starts stabbing into it.
It cries out and tries to flap its wings, but the weight of Pat just doesn't let it get any purchase.
God damn son.
The fire on the spirit tree spreads. Evandria.
So she is going to the one that is still flying with now blood kind of dripping down her forehead, kind of into her eyes a little bit. And as she like stumbles to try and find where she has cast that hunter's mark in the sky, takes 2 more throwing stars out of like this belt that she wears, full of them, and takes 2 more out and just chucks both of those as well. And this is with advantage?
No, this
or
is not with advantage.
Mark?
You just have Hunter's Mark.
Okay,
and
okay.
Bless.
Okay. Just 20.
That is a hit.
16.
16 is also enough to bring this one out of the sky, and because it was high up in the air, it takes an additional 4 falling damage as it crashes into the ground.
Okay. So as this other one falls, she yells to everybody, guys, I don't think I can do anything about the tree, but I'm gonna try and take this one out. And with that, she yells to Yanks Your Braid, and she's like, do the thing we practiced. Come on, buddy, you got this. do the Hail of Thorns, which is a bonus action for yanks your braid to with his tiny little poker knives that he has. He zips around a creature like they had practiced, and he just poof, 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 with his little poker.
Great.
Over and over.
Go ahead and roll the extra damage on that. I got a crit, so 26. I think you'll take half damage.
I'm sure that you take half. It was half of 9. I don't know if you go higher or lower.
Half of 9, so 4.
Nice.
I tried.
You did so good.
Scales are so strong.
Great. Amala, you're up.
Mala is going to walk very determined over to the worm that Pat has grappled, and he's going to make an attack against it with the trident and try to stab it like right in the throat.
Great. You have advantage.
Come on, I want to hit something once. That's my dream. Ooh, 19.
Yeah, that's a hit.
I'm going to use my free smite on this hit. And before I do that, I will speak into the trident like as I'm about to stab and say, "My light shall protect and inspire those who witness it." As my trident starts to glow, and then I'll stab into it, dealing 19 points of damage.
As you pull it out, you hear just this sickening slurping sound, and it goes limp as you pull it out. It is dead, completely destroyed as you have killed this wormling.
Whatever movement I have left.
Eleanore, you're up. There is 1 wormling on the ground and 2 elementals.
All right, I don't notice them at all. I'm going after, trying to put the fire off the tree. Is this just normal fire? It's not magical
Correct.
fire?
It appears to be normal fire.
4.
It is normal fire, but it's getting higher, and I hate to say it, climbing is maybe not Eleanor's strong suit.
I do have a cat's grace potion that I have just converted from like a climbing potion, so.
You consider your cat's grace potion as you look, it's just maybe 10 feet out of reach.
Like, oh, God.
All right, Bunky, you're up.
Bunky's gonna go ahead and tackle that tree. Not literally tackle it, but tackle it with another ray of frost. With a 13.
That hits another area, almost like an extinguisher of cold breath. You spray down an area of the fire.
As Bunky casts another ray of frost, he says,
No, please, no.
The fire is now much more contained. There's still a little patch left, but it is, again, back down to where it was previously. The first dust elemental is going to zoom past Bunky and slam into him. Does a 20 hit?
yes.
Bunky might die.
You take 5 bludgeoning and 5 lightning for a total of 10 damage.
Is knocked backwards, but his glow-up armor that he got from Evandria has inflated. Doesn't reduce the damage, but it does give him a little bit of bolstering after the fact. As he's literally rolling.
Great. The second dust storm, which is starting to look weaker, you can kind of detect that as they kind of progress on, they are just kind of naturally losing steam. The next one is going to attack Pat. Does a 12 beat your AC?
It does not.
It slams past you, but you are able to kind of buckle down and endure the storm.
This sucks.
All right, there is 1 wormling still on the ground. It is close to Evandria. It is going to kind of get up on its hind legs and charge at her. Does a 25 beat your AC?
No. Yes, of course.
It only does 5 damage.
Evandria, stumbles. She is bleeding from all over now. You can tell she is about 1 hit point from death. You can just tell this
It's just
as she
obvious.
bleeds.
It is going to try and fly away, though, as it runs by you and does a couple of scrapes. It's going to try and get back into the air. Do you want to try and make a swing at it?
Yeah, she's
Go
gonna
ahead.
take her hand axe now. Out of like the belt loop right in the back. She likes to keep it like right on like the, I don't know, tailbone-ish area. And she pulls that out and leans back and just with everything she has left, chucks it forward towards this dragon.
And this is the one with your hunter's mark.
Okay. And I still have blessed.
Correct.
Okay. 22.
That is a hit.
That'll do it.
10 damage.
The axe embeds in its back and it lets out a guttural yell. You keep it from getting flight again. It was going to try and take off, but with that axe in its back, you throw it off balance and it kind of, the wing that it was already pretty injured hits into the mud and gets stuck on a branch, keeping it from getting into the air once more. Pat, you are up.
Pat, if you'll allow with an object interaction, wants to pull out a fireproof blanket and sees Mala walking towards the tree and just yeets it at him. Who's like, here you go, I don't have magic, but this is the nice gear.
Not even looking back, just catches it, no eyes, and just keeps walking forward.
Pat's going to sprint over towards the worm that Evandria just tussled with and is going to take a swing at it. I'm assuming a 14, does that hit?
Meets it, beats it.
Holy shit. That's 9 points of damage to this guy.
How do you want to finish this thing?
Pat just screams, "This sucks!" and nails it right through the heart.
It goes down again, the air kind of deflating around it. You hear like a wee sound as it kind of deflates and shrinks down to a much smaller size and eventually kind of collapses down on the ground. The storm above you is still raging. The fire on the tree is still raging in two patches now as it spreads out. The two dust storms are kind of spinning out and moving away from the battle as it kind of ventures into the rest of the camp. The cabins that are nearest to the spirit tree take a little bit of just collateral damage as these dust storms, again, aren't hunting any individual person or any individual thing. They're just kind of moving haphazardly around. They hit various areas of camp, doing minor amounts of damage, hitting windows, breaking boards. You have an opportunity to kind of put out the remainder of the fires. Everyone want to give me a survival check?
Does Malo get advantage because he
Yes,
now has
absolutely.
the fireproof blanket? Doesn't help.
23.
21.
15.
5.
With advantage? Woof.
It's been a rough day for Mala.
You are able to put out the remainder of the pieces of fire, and as you finally do so, almost like they are linked, as the last bits of the fire are snuffed out, Mazzy, you see, kind of starts coming to a little bit, not in a way that makes her look like she's feeling great and healthy, but you see her kind of almost not convulse, but kind of like in a nightmare. She starts to move a little bit, and her eyes, she's kind of hiding a little bit from something that you can't quite see. She grips the talisman at her neck, and it shimmers almost a deep violet color briefly, and the air starts to feel this relief. The rain starts to lessen, and the storm is by no means over, but you're now at that part of the storm where you know for the next few hours all you have is just the rain. The wind is done. The lightning is going to calm. You hear thunder still sounding from the thunderhead in the distance, but you get the idea that with these wind dragon wormlings now past, the brunt of the storm is no longer able to be sustained in this location, and the worst of the storm has passed. Eleanore says, "Can someone help me get Patrick inside? I can't sustain him like this much longer. Help me get him into Hearth Hall."
Malo will run over to Patrick and just put his hands on him and cast Cure Wounds.
You are, even being this far away from Hearth Hall, your Cure Wounds is stronger than what she is able to cast. And she uses as an opportunity to pull that large splinter out of his shoulder. And you immediately kind of get that.
It's like a cauterizing flame goes into it and like sears the wound shut with healing magic.
He grunts as it eventually seals up, and it does see some relief on his face. How much does he heal for?
9.
He looks wan, his face is pale, but he kind of takes on that calmer look as he's no longer actively kind of being sustained at a minimum level. She says, "Can you carry him inside?"
I got him.
And she kind of ushers the two of you inside. You see, she says, "We need to get Mazzy inside. I'm not sure she's quite fully there yet."
Eleanore has ran over to Mazzy.
Mazzy is kind of able to kind of pick herself up, but she's not fully there. She says, "Eleanore, what happened? What's wrong with the tree?"
Everything's fine. Everything is going to be fine.
I
have it under control. The tree caught on fire. It's not ruined.
The tree's caught on fire?
Yes, but it's fine. We got to get you inside. We have to worry about you right now. The tree is fine.
I don't hear it.
Thanks for listening to Can't Do Anything by Theater of the Mindset. Your actual players this season are Eric Marquis as Bunky, Kayla Tennessen as Evandria Kaelwyn, Jamie Rich as Eleanore Shadowmane, Evan Kalember as Mala Gora, Nick Traeger as Pat Patterson, and your kind and generous GM, Justin Gerardot. If you're enjoying our show, you can help us out by sharing it with a friend, subscribing on your favorite podcatcher, following us on social media, talking about us on Reddit, or pitching in for coffee on Patreon. Theater of the Mindset is entirely made by humans with original art by Christina Valdez, original score by Willis Miller, and audio post-production by Nick Traeger at Studio 3607. Thanks for listening and stopping by Can't Do Anything. We'll see you next week.